ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. So I declare with my word that everyone that comes in this room, that opens that door and walks through, knows they are in a safe space to know God, in a safe space to know themselves, in a safe space to feel the love that is present for all of us if we open ourselves to receive it. So I know for each one here, they have that capacity and they have that willingness. They are ready to open to all of the wonderful things which are available to us should we open ourselves to receive it. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say it's great to be back. I was blessed to be in the Green Mountains of Vermont, but it is no less beautiful here. And home is where the heart is. My name is Susan Neat. I'm a practitioner here at the center. We are a loving, healing, inclusive community that teaches and practices the principles of the science of mind for the spiritual growth and well-being. Let's hear it. Well-being of ourselves and the world and the universe and beyond, because God is indeed omnipresent. And our purpose is love. So just for a moment, I would love for you to close your eyes and just feel the love that is present right here and right now in this room. God's love, omnipresent. And if God and you are one, your love is omnipresent. So send it out to this room and beyond. Thank you for that love. And our vision is transforming lives through spiritual illumination. And today we have a wonderful opportunity, because one of our intentions is to provide enriching opportunities to support the self-discovery, realization, and revelation of one's journey. And today, as a follow-up for John's last week talk, we're going to get a chance to do that. It's a practical day, and John will explain that in a moment. I want to say that next week we have Dr. Reverend Karen coming to speak, and the following week we have beloved Lori Carlson. She just brings energy. And the week after, we are blessed to have a new speaker, Dr. Raymond Anderson. Dr. Reverend Raymond Anderson?
Raymond.
Oh, Raymond.
R-A-Y-M-O-N-T.
Raymond. So I'll have to make sure we say it correctly when he comes. And so we just have a wonderful month, jam-packed with wonderful opportunities for spiritual illumination. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going to, before we start, I just want to explain what's going to happen today. Rich is going to sing an extra song and talk a little bit about his experience with treatment. Today is a more practical day. What I'm seeing is we have a lot of new people who've been joining us. And so I thought this is a good chance for us to get practical, because this is a practical teaching. For those of you at home, I will do my best. I tried to post these documents on Facebook today so that you would be able to download it, and as technical as I am, I'm pretty technical, I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I will make sure that you have the information you need to participate, because I know there's so many people at home watching. So please stay with us, and I'm passing this on to Rich.
Lean into love. Let spirit flow. infinite presence, all that we know. Mind creates soul, think it true. Love is here, all that we do. One with light, one with grace. God in action, time and space. No more fear, no more lack. Love moves forward, never back. Lean into love, let spirit guide. Truth within, no need to hide. Power, peace, and joy divine. Infinite love, forever mine. Lean into love, let spirit flow. Infinite presence, all that we know. Mind creates soul, think it true. Love is here, all that we do. Love is here, all that we do. Lean into love. So treatment works. Treatment and Advil. There's things in life. I've been around for a while on this earth, and I've been around this teaching for a while. And you look for what works, because a lot of people say a lot of things. And they say, well, this is a great thing to do, and that's a great thing to do. And I like to see what works. And I'm going to tell you, Advil is marvelous. Maybe not so marvelous if you take too much of it. But it works. But I want to tell you that treatment works. And so I started coming around, I think, right before 9/11. My first class was the night of 9/11. And obviously, we didn't have a class then. But Reverend Michelle, who comes and speaks here, was my teacher. And she drummed treatment into us. I was in her first class. And that was her first class teaching and my first class learning. And we stood up every night. You did the 7 steps of treatment. Each one of us got one of the 7 steps of treatment. And we had to write 2 or 3 treatments every week. And we had to give each other treatment. And we got non-stop indoctrination into treatment, the importance of it, how to do it, how not to do it, how not to worry too much about the words that are spoken, but more about the intention and the idea of that we were raising our consciousness, that we're moving, and I didn't understand this. I didn't understand what that meant, consciousness. She would say that, well, it's not about the money, it's not about the relationship. And I would say, well, you know what, I want the money and I want the relationship. But it was all about, do I have the consciousness for those things? Am I a lovable person that can be in that kind of relationship that I say I want? Am I a person that can allow prosperity into my life rather than a person that just wants some extra money so I can buy a Ferrari? So, and I found out that if I had had the money to buy a Ferrari, I probably would have wrecked it on the first time out because I didn't have the consciousness to have that level of automobile. So we learned a lot about treatment, and over the years, I've seen, in my life, I've seen amazing things happen in my life. I've seen tumors disappear to where the doctor, the next day that we're going in to do an exploratory operation, wanted to do the operation anyway because it couldn't be so, that a tumor in the breast in that spot could not disappear like that. But it did. We did treatment, and we did it. The treatment was for a person who had an incredible consciousness. I still know her. She's an amazing person. She used to go to Reverend Michelle's church. And she had a consciousness of healing. She had a consciousness of belief, and that's what happened. And we did another group treatment for a man with dementia in his 90s. Supposedly he had a tumor in his brain. And his children brought us, his children who did not believe, but brought him anyway because that's the harm. And they took him for his biopsy the next day, and the tumor was not there. So I've seen this happen. I've also seen where, in my life, where if I'm not aligned, if all of my ducks are not in a row, if my core belief is not in line with what I'm treating for, then I'm probably not going to get that. We talked about cars sometimes in the old days, and I often said if I treat for a Ferrari, but I grew up in a household that said we were Chevy people, and we didn't have things like that, I probably wouldn't end up with that Ferrari. I'd probably end up maybe with a Chevy. Who knows? But it's what we're doing here is we're teaching this. We have this incredible tool, this tool called treatment, and it's something you can learn. It's not magic. It's a repeatable scientific idea, scientific process, and we can do it. We can do it, and we're here to learn it. John is going to teach today. John's got a firm grasp of this thing. And it behooves us to bring this thing into our lives, because it's something that when things are dark, and even when they're not dark, and you just want it to be a little better, it's someplace we can go to. We can sit there. We know now that there is a place, that there is a thing, there is an incredible consciousness that we're part of. And treatment helps us to move into that consciousness, to be there with it, instead of being little ants scurrying around hoping that we don't get stepped on. We can take an active part in the creation of our lives, in the creation of what's happening. And there's many ways of doing it. Many religions have ways of doing things, but we have this. And I think we're the only ones that really have this. A lot of people talk about it, the secret, and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. But we have it. Ernest Holmes figured it out. Ernest Holmes codified it. He wrote it down. He gave it to us, an incredibly dense book to read and to learn from. And they gave us the idea of us becoming practitioners. So I became a practitioner, licensed, I think, in 2006. And it's been, along with my time in Alcoholics Anonymous, it's been the foundation of my life and my consciousness. So there. That's my feeling on it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. I've been walking down these streets, searching through the night, looking for what's real, searching for what's right. All these outside voices calling, selling all the dreams. I know deep down inside, that fiery voice that screams. Oh, I hear it in the wind, I feel it in my bones. Whisper in my heart says, I'm already home. Oh, the truth don't ever waver, the truth don't ever lie. It's love so deep, it can never die. Through the darkest valley, through the pouring rain, the light of spirits gonna call my name. Ancient teachings say the power's in me, not in the struggle, not in what I see. The mind is a doorway, love is the key. Everything I've been chasing is already free. Oh, I hear it in the wind, I feel it in my bones. Whisper in my heart says, I'm already home. Oh, the truth don't ever waver, the truth don't ever lie. Love so deep it can never die. darkest valley, through the pouring rain. Light of spirits, gonna call my name. Light of spirits, gonna call my name. So right here, right now, I am speaking these words. I'm speaking them from a place of knowing that that I can easily recognize and see the glory that is in the infinite, that is one Spirit, that is one God, that one powerful presence that is present in all of us and everything that we do and everything that we say. And I know for each one here that we are able to feel it and to feel that we are one with it, that there is nothing else, that there is nothing outside of it, nothing outside of us. It's just all one thing. So I know for each one here that they are able to easily grasp what is being taught here, what is being offered here, that they are able to move into this place of knowing that spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer has a place in their lives, and it is an amazing place to be in their lives. So I know for each one here that they are able to move into a greater understanding, a greater consciousness of their lives, of what they're doing here, and that they're easily able to move into a greater expression of themselves. All that they are, knowing that all that they are is what God is. And so I give thanks to that indwelling Spirit. And I invite you to join me in knowing that it is already done by joining me in saying, so it is.
And so it is. And so it is. So, it's been such a delight for all of us that we see new faces coming, right? And like Rich said, treatment is a really simple process on the surface, right? It's easy to learn and all of that kind of stuff. And sometimes we think it's magic. Sometimes we think it's what the fact is, it works, right? If you work it, it works for you. And all of the practitioners here can tell you that. Part of, I was listening to what Rich was saying, part of the practitioner class, you do a couple of years of classes and then you're ready to take practitioner class. And the practitioner class is 2 years, solid, really deep stuff. And one of the things you got to do is you have to treat for someone, and it demonstrates. We use the word demonstrate, meaning the result shows up, right? And then you got to get a page from them saying, yeah, he treated for me, I asked for this, and I got this, right? And I remember the first one that I did, I really didn't know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. I didn't know very well. But I did it. I went to visit a friend, and the doctor had just told him that he has cancer. They didn't know yet whether he was going to be treated by chemo or radiation, and they needed to do a biopsy. So I told him basically what I was doing. Would he like me to treat for him? Because that's one thing that we do. We don't treat for anybody unless they ask for it. If you don't want your life changed, then we're not going to try to change it, right? Anyway, so I treated for him. I have no memory of what I said. I just know that I found sort of a place inside of me where the truth was that he was beyond whatever illness might be showing up. And I said, I really don't remember what I said to him. And then he went for the biopsy. And the result of the biopsy, he went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, I don't know what we were thinking. There is no cancer there. You do have a problem with your liver. There is a medication that you can take. Take it for 6 months and your problem will go away. So how it shows up, we don't know, right? I have to say, I was surprised, right? We're supposed to hold the idea that absolutely this is going to show up. I was sort of new at it. So, my reason for telling you that is like Rich said, this is a tool that teaches us how to connect with those places inside of us where the truth lives. So, I recently heard a talk. They were talking about, we don't do treatment in order to get stuff. We do treatment to expand our consciousness. And when we expand our consciousness, stuff shows up. Right? And, and in the beginning when you do it, you're doing it to get stuff. What can you say? We learn how to do it. We do it in different ways. So what I thought was, because we have new people here and we have a number of practitioners and a number of other people who have been doing this practice for a long time, I wanted us to do something together. Usually when we do this, we put out the big tables and everybody sits down and all that kind of stuff. I thought we wanted to be able to have the camera so that people at home could join us, and the only way to really do that with the people that we have here now, do it this way. So, be aware that if you want to share something as part of this, because we are going to do this together, I'm only sitting in front as the focus of what we're doing, right? Not a talk today. Be aware that if you say something, it will be on camera. If you have something that you really want to say, for those of us here, I'll shut off the camera, right? Or come at the end of the service. Practitioners, if you're a practitioner, raise your hand. Yeah, so there are a number of practitioners in the room. If you have something that you would like a treatment for or help in writing your own treatment for, approach one of us at the end. We'll make an appointment with, if it's a short thing, we can do it right here. Otherwise, you can make an appointment with one of us and we'll help you. Yes.
John, I hate to say this, but I've got my head is stuffed to the brim. And I can't hear a lot of what you're saying or what Rich was saying, so could you just be a little louder?
I will do my best.
Thank you.
Okay, this is where my old training as a singer comes in. Just take in more breath. Okay, so what I thought we would do so that we could do it all together, and I don't know how long this is going to take, so I actually brought a second procedure that you can learn easily. Let's see what we do. I'm going to raise a question for us, and this is for everybody in the room. If you found the perfect spiritual support, a place of spiritual support for you, not necessarily a CSL center, some of you are just here, there are things that interest you in this teaching. If you had the perfect place on Sunday morning that would support you, teach you, help you learn, that you would always want to come back to, we're going to do a treatment to create that for each one of us. And we're going to do it together. And I don't have an easel where I can write this stuff down, but I'm going to write down. So we're going to sort of go backwards. Last week I talked about step 1 and 2. Step 1 is recognition. Recognizing what aspect of spirit calls to you and is present for you, right? That's step 1. You might say, I know that peace exists in this world and it exists at a level where it is everywhere. And if it's everywhere, it's in me. That's step 1 and 2, right? Recognition and unification. I want to start with step 3. Step 3 is where you talk about, you have a vision. It's like a visualization, creative visualization, you know. We all learned from Louise Hay, and we all learned back in the day. It's a kind of creative visualization focused in a slightly different way. So let's start with, if you have found the place of spiritual support that is perfect for you, what quality would it have? I'll start off with, it would have a quality of real sense of caring and support for all the people there. Call out what you think.
Loving.
Loving, okay.
Pretty scenery.
Okay, loving. So I'm going to say, I'm going to leave off the word scenery. What you want is something beautiful to look at. Would that be accurate? Would you say that would?
That would be good.
Good, okay. So we want it to be beautiful.
All inclusive.
Great, all inclusive.
Safe space.
Eli.
Peaceful.
Grounded in principle.
For those of you at home, make your own list. Grounded, the last one was grounded,
In principle.
grounded in principle.
Dependable.
Dependable.
Along with safe space, I think of non-judgment and confidentiality.
Okay, now I'm losing this. Say it again if you would.
Dependability.
Dependability.
Or dependable.
My penmanship is terrible. Okay, we are. I'm sorry, you said
Along with safe space, I think of non-judgment and confidentiality.
non-judgment and confidentiality.
It feels good.
That's a great one, right? I'll just point that out. I have found that the longer I do treatment, it gets simpler and simpler. Something like, it feels good. No, I think it has to, no, it's as simple as, it feels good. Anybody else?
Based on logic, it has to make sense.
Making sense. That's, I would say, and probably I think all the practitioners would say, one of the things about this teaching is if you really, sometimes it's hard because the language was written 100 years ago, and you have to stop, but if you really sort of untangle all the knots, it really makes sense.
I didn't hear the last one.
Makes sense.
Oh, makes sense.
Yes.
Angel, are we doing better?
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me read this list. Okay. So this is what this group together, let's build a picture of what we want. We want a, is it a place that we want? Is it an experience we're looking for? What would you say?
I would say a place where you could have the experience.
There you go.
Okay, perfect.
Around it.
Okay, so we're looking for a place where we can have the experience of caring and support, of loving, a place that's beautiful, it's all-inclusive, it's a safe space, it's a healing space, it's a peaceful space, it's grounded in principle, it is dependable, it is a place of non-judgment and confidentiality, it makes sense, and it feels good. Can you feel that just by saying that, sort of the air in this room has changed,
Yeah.
right? Let's turn this into a treatment.
Okay.
One thing remember, I talked about this last week, a treatment is a living thing. It lives inside of you. All of these wonderful things that we think about, beauty and loving and inclusiveness and all that stuff, we are saying that it is alive in every one of us. And it takes whatever form our own way of thinking presents it, right? I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so what quality of God, or what quality, okay, if you don't like the word God, I have a friend who just cannot stand the word God, right? He wants to run out of the room if anybody uses it. What word would you use instead of God? For the truth that everything is built on.
Divine.
Divine.
Divine spirit.
Divine spirit. Anybody else?
Creator.
Creator.
Almighty.
Almighty.
Infinite spirit.
Infinite spirit. And by the way, I just want to stop on Almighty because it's like we take the language for granted because all of us, none of us are 5 years old. We've lived with this for a whole lifetime. But stop and ask yourself the meaning of the word Almighty. Right? It has a deeper meaning. Yeah, we hear it because if you went to church, they used that word a lot. Right? One of the things that treatment itself and that this teaching asks you to do is stop and think about what you're saying. Because what you're saying has an effect on your life. What you're thinking has an effect on your life. And sometimes we forget that these words have deeper meanings to them. Okay? So, okay. Here's a question. So, if spirit, loving, almighty, all of that, is there one quality or a sentence that we can build that says, that recognizes that source or God or whatever we're calling it, what it is? Am I asking the question?
Loving presence.
Yeah, so because in step one, what you do is you say, I know if somebody comes to me, like I explained to you before, I had a friend who doctor told him he had cancer, we're going to figure out what kind and what we need to do, right? The first question is, what quality of God needs to be present for the healing that this person is asking for to come through? Okay.
Malevolence?
Sorry?
Benevolence?
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 Okay. Benevolence is a good one.
What is that?
We're talking about step one of a treatment. Yes.
The word.
Oh, benevolence. A goodness. I would say active goodness.
Now I can.
Yes.
Venus.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So we might say, if you're writing a treatment, we might say, and you're treating for someone who comes and says, I have this terrible disease and I'm in pain and all that kind of stuff, you might recognize the quality of source of God as benevolence. Do you understand? God, whatever that is, has infinite qualities, right? We want to focus in on what's the quality that we want present for this person to experience healing. And by the way, talking about treatment, one of the things that they often say is, we don't heal anybody. What we do is reveal the place inside. We let you find the place inside of you where healing lives. And you get healed, right? If you were truly to, in step 3, what we just were doing with before, really connect with the fact that there is only harmony living in you. Everything that was other than harmony would vanish in your life if you really connected with that. So it's said that we don't do healing. What we do is we open to the place inside where the harmony lives. And then you experience harmony. Okay, so let's do our step 1. What qualities of God, if we wanted to create the perfect spiritual organization, place where we can get the support we want, what qualities of God would we want to be present?
I say good orderly direction.
Good, orderly direction.
Because if you think about it, good orderly direction spells God.
Anybody else want to add something to this?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Yeah, one of the things that Ernest Holmes talks about a lot is one way of looking at God is mind, and there is only one mind in the universe. All thoughts live in that mind, and whatever that mind thinks gets created. That's sort of a description of step 1 of the treatment. I recognize that there's one mind in the universe, that whatever that one mind thinks gets created, and if there's one mind, then my mind must be that mind. Because otherwise there would be 2 minds in the universe. Right? So that is part of our teaching, and that's one way to approach it. Purely from the point of view of very simple logic. Intelligence is God. Okay? And our intelligence, we use that intelligence. That's the intelligence we're using. And as part of the process of treatment is you're expanding your concept of what intelligence means. Every time you do it, you go a little bit broader. Are you with me so far? I'm not talking about this in the way that we usually teach it in classes. What I'm trying to do is what I'm aware of the wonderful people who are here and the people I know are watching. What's going to be the best, easiest way for us to start understanding this?
Making it as accessible.
Accessible.
Relatable.
Accessible.
Well, we can also say God is accessibility and relatability.
Yes, yes, sir.
Right?
I
So-
think that we're presupposing, of course, that God is omnipotent. So no matter what quality we say, we can accept and recognize that it's everywhere.
That is the other thing. To just recognize at the basis of this teaching is the presence of the idea that there is only one.
Omnipresent.
Omnipresent, right? It is everywhere. If you say that something is infinite, that means it's not just everywhere in space, it's everywhere in time. And everywhere in causation. It's always present. Right? And if you really stop and think, that's step one, right? If you go to step two, if you stop and think, if it's really everywhere present, then it's me. And it's you also, equally, me and you. Right? This is the basis. It was another teaching that I used to study, which had a lot of similar elements, and they used to say, you know, people go to war, people fight, all this kind of stuff, because they see themselves as separate. But it's this kind of teaching, if we really grasp that it's one, and every one of us are a glorious expression of that one. There's nothing to fight, because we're the same thing. We really are.
If it is everywhere, it must be here.
Yeah.
If it is everywhere, it is necessary absolutely that it's right here.
Yeah.
There's no exception.
So
Everywhere.
you could build a treatment that said, there's only one. I know that one is love. Then that means that love is everywhere. And if it's everywhere, then it is here. So I declare that this person who says that they can't have the right and perfect relationship, no, what's present is love. I know love for that person. That becomes step 1, 2, and 3. You see what we're talking about. Step 1 is recognizing that love is everywhere. If it's everywhere, it's in me. That's step 2, unification. And step 3, then I declare that what's showing up in this person's life is love everywhere. And any belief in anything other than love doesn't really exist. So, if we were to build this treatment for the perfect place that we want so far, we have good, orderly direction. We have intelligence. I'm going to add loving. Although sometimes I think I have no idea what loving really means in this term, in the spiritual point of view. It goes deeper and deeper the more I try to think about it. What would you add? What would you add to it? Good, orderly direction, intelligence, loving,
Acceptance.
acceptance.
Omniscience.
Omniscience. Yeah, that is connected with that idea that if there's one mind, and that mind is, everywhere, then yeah, that mind, all knowledge is in that mind. Right? It's one of the ways that Reverend Karen has taught us in treatment is all thoughts are in that mind. We think that we're separate and we're thinking and all that stuff, but there is this one mind. And this one mind is what Reverend Karen says, I think the phrase that she uses, all good. It's the all good, right? So we now have our step 1 is I recognize that there's only one, that this one is good, orderly direction, it is intelligence, it is loving, it is acceptance, it is omniscience. Do you get that? We've just done step 1 of a treatment, right? Recognizing these aspects of God, these qualities. And if it's everywhere, then it's me, and it's right here, and it's that person that I'm doing the treatment for. Maybe I'm doing the treatment for myself, it's me. Maybe Deeja asked me to treat for something, then it's in Deeja. I'm just recognizing that this is the truth. Right? Yes.
One of the things I was thinking about is these words, in the, especially the first step of treatment, are so that we use the words we need so that we feel that presence.
Yes.
So even more so than applying that to the other person. In this step, we're treating ourselves
Right.
to know what do I need, what words do I need, and after a while, you don't need the words. You can put yourself in that space of being, but in the beginning, what word do you need? All powerful, good, orderly, direct, all these words, whatever you need to feel it, that's what, that's what you're building.
Yes. Yeah. One of the things, so I mentioned this last week. I heard this talk by Ken Gordon, who was the spiritual director of the Centers for Spiritual Living. And Regina and I were talking about it this morning, this fabulous talk. He makes the point, we're not doing words here, we're doing consciousness. And we're using the words to connect with the consciousness. We all know what love feels like at some level, right? Rich's point is we're trying to get to the place where we connect with how love lives in us, right? If love is what you're looking for. And that is also true. Reverend Karen has made the point sometimes that, okay, so we learn these 5 steps. And probably we always use that as a kind of framework when we do treatment. But there comes a point where if you do this practice regularly, you connect with that feeling, right? And the words don't matter. It's really, the words are the vehicle to connect with the consciousness. Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about getting the perfect word even for us. What I do, and I learned this somewhere from Karen, or I picked it up or whatever, is I say, and any word I may have forgotten or not included here, I know what I mean.
Yeah.
And if I know what I mean, the law knows what I mean. And that sort of covers any spaces where you're afraid you left out an important phrase. Because that's part of what I know in my own experience, what I mean and what I'm pointing at. And I'm clear about that. Even if I don't say it perfectly, if I know what it means, which I do, the law knows what I know, in a sense. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Can I help you guys?
No, I'm just so hot, I think I'm gonna pass out. I think I have to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. We can't, if we turn on the air conditioner, the sound from the camera can't be heard. Would it work better for you to sit near the door?
Maybe I'm just gonna step out for a second. Yeah, I see that's very helpful.
Well, that,
That one was making a lot of noise. I'll turn it on, maybe it won't.
okay.
If it starts making
Open
a,
the doors, this
Yeah,
door.
you can open.
Oh, well, hey, Rich,
yeah.
how about if we open one of these doors?
Put a chair in there. I'm sitting with
It's not very cool outside.
Okay, it's all taken care of. We don't need everybody in the room to.
Yay. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So far, any questions? I know we have a bunch of new faces here, and I'm so glad, and I'm hoping that you're getting value out of this. Any questions or comments? Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's okay comment. Yes,
I think, I'm sorry, Jeff, you mentioned about, it's not like required to know that perfect word. And I can kind of relate to that in reference to what I feel inside. It's
Yes.
always within me
yeah,
that something I know, basically, is that's my source, basically. So I don't have to be perfect in my wording, but as long as I know the meaning inside of me, that is my
Yes.
centerpiece.
That mind knows, if there's one mind, that mind is here,
Yes,
and it knows this.
yes,
So therefore, that mind knows what I know.
yes.
yeah. So it's like learning anything else, right? There's a process, you'll start doing it, it may make no sense and you just saying the words, and then maybe after a while. So my experience is, I start saying it, and I'm sort of paying attention, looking for the right word, and the right word, suddenly there's this word in my head. I go, okay, I'll say that word. After a while, what I mentioned last week, in the beginning we were looking for the words, and then there comes a point where the words are looking for us, right? And I would say, if I looked for what I understand to be the basis of treatment and many of the things that we do in Science of Mind, it's learning how to listen to the deeper places inside. Really, that's the skill that we're learning, I think. Learning how to listen, because after a while, there's no other way I can explain it other than you're guided, right? From inside, you sort of feel, it clicks in. For me, it sort of clicks in. Oh, okay, there it is. And then I just say the words that are coming to me. But till I got to the place where that is, I had to do a lot of practice for myself of just sitting and listening within. Ernest Holmes says in one place that he used to spend like 2 hours a day just sitting, listening within. Okay, so we now have, we talked about step one, that source or God or spirit, whatever we want to call it, is good orderly direction, it's intelligence, it's loving, it's acceptance, it's omniscience. We recognize that those things live in us. If that's the one, then we are that. That's step two. Step three we started with, right? We say, and when you're doing step three, the best way to do it is to say, I am. Right? Identify with it and identify with the feeling of it, right? I am caring and support. I am loving. Okay, so now we're talking about that spiritual home that each one of us would love to have. So I know that that place is caring and support, and I feel truly supported when I'm there. I feel truly loving. It's a beautiful place. It's all inclusive. I am so happy everybody that's there, everything is covered. It's a safe space, and I experience healing when I'm there. It's peaceful, it's grounded in principle, it's dependable, and when I go there, nobody judges me. And it's confidential. I feel safe. It feels good. And it makes sense.
Oh, Joe, I just thought of something. I am happy, I am loving, I am peaceful.
All great, right? Okay, so just so that we can complete this, so that you at least have a sense of the 5 steps, right? And then you simply stop and say thank you. thank you for this process. And who you're thanking? You're really thanking yourself. You're thanking the place inside of yourself that comes alive as part of this process. And then you let it go. You recognize that we're not really doing this. There's no magic in this. The universe is one. This one is all good, all blessing, grace, whatever you want to call it. And so I don't need to do anything. I release it and allow it to do its process.
I'm so grateful for this feeling of gratitude that I feel now. I'm so grateful for this feeling of overjoy that is bubbling within me now. Great, far out, let's go. And so it is.
Yeah, it doesn't, these things don't have to be complicated. It's really simple. I personally think that what we're all looking for is joy.
Mhm.
You know, if I took all of this stuff and think, I just want to really have joy in my life, right? And yeah, I want that red car, and yeah, I want that blah, 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 blah. But what I really want is the joy, right? And if I really had joy, who the hell cares about the red car, right? Or whatever your red car is, whatever that, right? So, let me say this treatment that we have created together, because it's getting to be the time. I know in this one presence in this whole universe that there is good ordering direction, that the universe moves in one direction. And it is intelligent. It is the deepest intelligence there is. It is everywhere. It is loving. It is always experiencing itself in every form. It is full acceptance. There is no limitation in this truth. And it is omniscience. Everything is known in this truth. And if everything is known and it is everywhere, then it is in this group of people. All those wonderful qualities are present here in this group of people. And since that's so, what I declare is that this group of people is now experiencing a center of caring and support, of true loving in a beautiful place, an all-inclusive place where everyone is welcome. And I can feel that sense of welcome. And it's a safe space, a healing space, a peaceful space. It's grounded in true principle. And all who come here are now learning that principle with no judgment, with total confidentiality. It all makes sense and it feels good. And I'm so grateful to have a place where I can come, where it feels good. Thank you for helping me to know this truth, and I release it. I know that the whole pattern of the universe, what we call the law, now that this has been stated, the law always says yes.
Yes.
And so it is true. It is the experience of each one present here, and I release it, and I say, and so it is.
So it is.
And so, for some of us, maybe that's our first experience of doing treatment. I hope it made sense. You're probably going to have lots of questions. Don't hesitate to ask.
And it could be simpler and shorter than that. And use your own words.
Yes.
Use the words that are meaningful to you. And each of you said words that were meaningful to you. Use those words.
So Your Honor, my strong suggestion is sometime this week, sit down, try to make some sense of this, see if you can do it yourself. Questions will come out of it. Come back next week and ask us questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as some of you know, our gratitude basket, our donation basket is already going around. There is to spin off of what John is saying, what you want to also do is be able to inject this idea of spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayers frequently, automatically. You got an ache, or you got a money situation, or someone bugs you or something that you want to inject that. You know, that right? I know, I shouldn't do that way. But you want to inject that into your practices, your habit of treating to be uplifted from whatever discourse or condition or situation that you're experiencing. You don't have to drag through it. You want to be lifted. You want to be lifted. And so, as we continue with the basket going around, I'm going to do the closing treatment. Where you'll find that practitioners have their own, they develop, because it's a consciousness development. So they have their own approach. It follows the same practice, but it's a different approach. It's your consciousness and the words that come through you. And that's what you want to build and do. So I'm going to treat for each one here, each one that is attracted to this center, each one that's attracted to feeling good about themselves. And so knowing this, and for those of you out there in virtual land, this treatment is for each one recognizing there is one source of good. That source is harmony and peace, omnipotent, omniscience. That source is abundance and beauty and love and joy. And that source embodies in each one of us unification, united, one. And all that it is in each of us, as each of us, of each of us. And so each of us allows this one mind implanted in each one of us to unfold, to allow the desires of each one's heart, whatever it is that each one desires, allows it to be. Each one allows that flow of good that's in them, as them, and of them to flow through them into their experience. Feeling good, feeling joyful, feeling harmonious, feeling powerful, feeling peaceful, to manifest those desires. And in those moments where you're out of sync, you're not aligned, draw into the I am that each one is. I am that I am. And feeling that upliftment, you, or each one, is grateful. Each one feels the gratitude of that one source in them. And so this word that I speak for each one here is released to law. The law that's in each one allows it to be. And say with me, and so it
So it
is.
is.
It is done.
Yes.
God,
Happy